PayPal is building a brand new advertising business based on your user data. Yes, PayPal, the online alternative to a bank that's supposed to be fast, secure, and private, is keeping your personal information private inside the company itself until it launches another venture that harvests that information to deliver you more accurate ads. And oh my God, am I going to try to finish this article without getting super mad, but this is driving me crazy. So they're developing an advertising sales business based on the user data. This affects not only PayPal, but also Venmo users. They hired Mark Grether, the one-time head of Uber's advertising business, to spearhead this new business that they're creating. Says... Grether will join the company to build an advertising business that will help make merchants smarter to sell more products and services effectively, as well as enable customers to discover more of what they love. No, we're just going to get blown up with ads because the ad product they're going to deliver employs artificial intelligence and your spending habits on PayPal. This is very frustrating, but it just continues in a whole series of these announcements. For example, I covered the story. You remember that Chase is introducing Chase Media Solutions, which does exactly the same thing. If you work at Chase Bank, advertisers can target Chase customers based on their actual spending habits. And even Home Depot is building a retail advertising network. Roku is building a retail advertising network. Every company that harvests your information is building an advertising network, including companies that are effectively bank or banking style apps. That's the scariest, because that's not the stuff you watch. That's not, the things you search and look at. That's your actual spending history that is in some capacity no longer private. Advertisers can just buy it. It feels creepy, invasive, wrong. It makes me mad, and there's absolutely nothing anybody can do about it. Soon, everything's going to be an ad. It looks like Sony is making a PSVR 2 PC adapter, and on top of that, it's already been certified in Korea. According to a screenshot that a user found and posted on X, Sony very quietly rolled this out, and it was on the, let's see if I can find the name of this, the Korean National Radio Research Agency website, which is one of their government branches that you have to go through to register certain technological products, ballpark like our patent office. And it has showed up. They have registered the device, the model name, the chipset, collection number, where it's manufactured, its certification date, lots of information about it. Now, Sony has announced that they were making an adapter, but they hadn't really announced when or a timeline. But the fact that it's already getting registered means that that timeline might be coming soon. So PSVR 2 is honestly a very cool headset. It's at $450 right now on Amazon, and its performance is solid for that price. I mean, you've got 4K visuals, 110-degree field of view, 3D audio built into it. I think it's a fantastic value headset that'll actually outperform some of the base Oculus models or some of the older, more popular ones. And I feel the reason for this is very well explained in the article. It's the dominance of the Meta Quest 3 and the Valve Index on PC. According to Steam, just a handful of headsets account for almost 70% of all active VR headsets on Steam, with the original PSVR headset sitting at 0.06%, which is a very tiny amount, but that makes sense because the original PSVR headset is very rudimentary, kind of low resolution, has some input delay. Now the PSVR 2 performs way better, but not enough people are buying that in conjunction with a $500 PlayStation, and they can only play PlayStation games on it, and most of the PlayStation games are built around the PSVR 1 for some reason. So it makes total sense that Sony wants to sell more of these things and maybe chip away at some competitors in the VR market that they would certify it for PC. So I hope this rumor is true, and I honestly hope that by end of year, maybe we can get some PSVR 2 on PC, because if we do, I might actually buy one. A new material developed by MIT researchers should be able to block out sound entirely, and the image you're looking at right here is not an exaggeration, not some weird artist concept. Yes, the material actually is a thin piece of fabric like a sheet or curtain, and it's supposed to block out sound entirely. Technically, it's an advanced material or metamaterial, and what they discovered is two things. They could make a material that either does not vibrate and oscillate when hit by sound waves, or a material that is artificially constrained by an electrical current that blocks out pretty much all sound, so that a single piece of fabric is equivalent to a big thick wall. Now, they said, we've invented this material, but we can't think of a use for it yet. At least that's what they said here in this article. Well, if you've ever lived in an apartment complex, I can think of a use for it. I have run into every type of bad apartment neighbor possible. In the suburbs, they have road construction that goes on for just, it feels like years. It feels like they can do like 2 feet of asphalt per day. Or my neighbor that drives around in what has to be a bad Max car because it shakes the windows as he goes by the house. Or my other neighbor that I swear to God is running a dog rescue because they have to have like 12 dogs that constantly bark, and I don't even know how they sleep. Maybe they're vampires, maybe they're up all night. But if the material invented by MIT works as they say it should, I should say, a little bit of a tongue twister there, then I can immediately think of dozens, hundreds of uses. I don't care what the price is. I don't care if this is like $100 per square inch. I will buy a ton of that and insulate my house against all this annoying urban living nonsense and sleep like a baby. Kenworth just unveiled its wild new Super Truck 2 concept semi, which doubles efficiency with a bullet train-like aerodynamic build. This, it looks more like the Mandalorian's helmet, but this may actually be the future of semi-trucks. Now, we would have said the future was going to be the Tesla Semi, pictured here, but unfortunately, after the, we'll say, lackluster launch of the Cybertruck, faith in Tesla products has declined, and to be honest, they've been working on the Semi for like 10 years now, so this one is a little bit more interesting. What's interesting about it is it's not an electric vehicle. This is a hybrid diesel powertrain. There's a 440 horsepower engine, a 48-volt electric generator, added energy waste recovery, very streamlined, very efficiency. It hit a efficiency figure of 55.7%, which is extremely impressive. And not only that, but they also redesigned the interior of the truck to provide much more visibility to the driver and digital style rear view mirrors here, which I think is very, very cool. You can see how it compares to traditional Kenworth trucks. It's definitely bigger. It's definitely going to be a little rougher if it hits bumps or unpleasant terrain because of that aerodynamic build. And of course, they had to do a red lighting one to make it, I guess they're just all trying to catch up to like the Cybertruck's hype marketing. They have to make it look like a supervillain truck. I think this is very cool, and the Department of Energy is offering money to manufacture these, and Kenworth says that they don't even believe that this is the truck that's going to solve every problem, that this is going to be the one for every solution, and it may not be the one for the future, but something like it will be. So good on them for being practical. I mean, honestly, I still hope Tesla drops a Semi someday, just not like this one. And I think that's very cool. I think it's very cool because even if it's not electric, even if it's not like clean energy or whatever, making something much more efficient is effectively the same as making something out of clean energy.